welcome back. This is our reading of The Reluctant Dragon, which was written by Kenneth Grahame in Scotland in 1898. Tonight we are reading part number 10, and there's a battle. End of round 1, thought the boy. How well they managed it. But I hope the saint won't get excited. I can trust the dragon all right. What a regular play actor the fellow is. St. George had at last prevailed upon his horse to stand steady and was looking round him as he wiped his brow. Catching sight of the boy, he smiled and nodded and held up 3 fingers for an instant. It seems to be all planned out, said the boy to himself. Round 3 is to be the finishing one, evidently. Wish it could have lasted a bit longer. Whatever's that old fool of a dragon up to now? The dragon was employing the interval in giving a ramping performance for the benefit of the crowd. Ramping, it should be explained, consists in running round and round in a wide circle and sending waves and ripples of movement along the whole length of your spine, from your pointed ears right down to the spike at the end of your long tail. When you are covered in blue scales, the effect is particularly pleasing. And the boy recollected the dragon's recently expressed wish to become a social success. Excuse me. St. George now gathered up his rein. Okay, let's start again. St. George now gathered up his reins and began to move forward, dropping the point of his spear and settling himself firmly in the saddle. Time! Yelled everybody excitedly, and the dragon, leaving off his ramping, sat up on end and began to leap from one side to the other with huge, ungainly bounds, whooping. This naturally disconcerted the horse, who swerved violently, the saint only just saving himself by the mane, and as they shot past, the dragon delivered a vicious snap at the horse's tail, which sent the poor beast careering madly far over the downs, so that the language of the saint, who had lost a stirrup, was fortunately inaudible to the general assemblage. Round 2 evoked audible evidence of friendly feeling towards the dragon. The spectators were not slow to appreciate a combatant who could hold his own so well and clearly wanted to show good sport, and many encouraging remarks reached the ears of our friend as he strutted to and fro, his chest thrust out and his tail in the air, hugely enjoying his new popularity. St. George had dismounted and was tightening his girths and telling his horse, with quite a colorful flow of imagery, exactly what he thought of him and his relations and his conduct on the present occasion. So the boy made his way down to the saint's end of the line and held his spear for him. It's been a jolly fight, St. George, he said with a sigh. Can't you let it last a bit longer? Well, I think I'd better not, replied the saint. The fact is, your simple-minded old friend's getting conceited now they've begun cheering him, and he'll forget all about the arrangement and take to playing the fool, and there's no telling where he would stop. I'll just finish him off this round. He swung himself into the saddle and took his spear from the boy. Now don't you be afraid, he added kindly. I've marked my spot exactly, and he's sure to give me all the assistance in his power, because he knows it's his only chance of being asked to the banquet. St. George now shortened his spear, bringing the butt well up under his arm, and instead of galloping as before, trotted smartly towards the dragon, who crouched at his approach, flicking his tail till it cracked in the air like a great cart whip. The saint wheeled as he neared his opponent and circled warily around him, keeping his eye on the spare place, while the dragon, adopting similar tactics, paced with caution round the same circle, occasionally feinting with his head, so the two sparred for an opening, while the spectators maintained a breathless silence. And that is the end of part 10, and we will stop there for this evening.